Lately it's been hell of a time for Marvel movies in general. I mean, the Ant-Man 3 Quantumania completely bombed. Thor 4 was so bad. Chris Hemsworth himself said he was taking a break.
Where do you go with Thor at this point? I mean, maybe Taika comes back or not. But like, what do you do if he doesn't come back?
I know what I'm doing. Again, I don't know if I'm even invited back. Have to be a drastically different version. Your tone, everything. I think Thor lost his mind that last one. I think he's got to...
Dude didn't even take a break after Infinity War and Endgame payday, which was about $15 million each film, yet Thor Love and Thunder took a toll on him. Even though he was paid $20 million for the film, it's your fault, Taika Waititi. And Kevin Feige giving a rest to the straight white man character, haha.
I'm tired of straight white men having the power and everything, you know, and it's like, we as women of color, as like students at this university, like we're very much capable of certain things, and we don't have the same privileges that are offered to straight white men.
Talk to me about what some of those privileges are that, you know, straight white men have that you don't have. Talk to me about that.
I think I don't really know. Have you ever experienced like a specific instance?
I'm done with this shit.
Maybe you should shut up.
For God's sake, just leave us alone. Just go away and leave us alone.
Ever since Infinity War, which came out in 2018, we have seen a rise in female-centric films, more accurately. Ever since the huge success of Wonder Woman movie that came out in 2017 that made $800 million worldwide, Disney and Marvel has been in a state of panic because it's quite evident. Looking back at the MCU, Marvel and Disney until 2017 never made a female-centric film, neither did they try to establish any female superheroes in MCU other than, let's say, Black Widow, who was only there as an eye candy. Listen, Scarlett Johansson is one hell of a woman. She puts other white women to shame. Her legs, her ass, her face, I just can't. God, what a woman. The things I do to Black Widow, I can't say on YouTube.
I'm gonna teach you to behave.
I could rip off your tits with my teeth. I'm gonna gangbang you all by myself. Get on your knees.
I gave you an order.
Naughty, naughty, naughty. You shouldn't make a move. I don't tell you. Now beg me to fuck you. Beg me to fuck you.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Anyways, the point is Marvel and Disney does not want to appear or get labeled as a sexist or misogynistic company that will affect their stock prices and shareholder values. Definitely would hurt them deeply, so they have found a way to shut activists and Twitter crybabies off. The quick solution they found is feminism. Now Webster's dictionary defines feminism as the belief in and advocacy of the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes expressed especially through organized activity on behalf of women's rights and interests. Basically, the idea is to support women in all fields of life, but doing just that isn't enough for Disney and Marvel, because that wouldn't shut the mouths of crybabies and self-righteous journalists on major left-wing media houses like New York Times or CNN. They need to do more than just average feminism. They have to force-feed feminism and outright present social issues in their films, in as direct and cringe way as possible in order to create a reaction from the audiences who would call out Disney and Marvel for their far-left politics that could create an opportunity for Disney's paid journalists, Marvel employees, and Disney's big celebrity actors who are the face of Disney's IPs to call out those critical audience reactions as racist, sexist, transphobic, white privilege, or even ableist. It doesn't really matter. The idea is to appear attractive for the crybaby activists on social media, the loud minority in politicians.
What does it mean to be a woman in film?
It means it's really hard. And if you're a woman of color, then it's really, really hard. Am I saying that I hate white dudes? No, I'm not. But what I am saying is that if you make a movie that is a love letter to women of color, there is an insanely low chance a woman of color will have the chance to see your movie and review your movie.
This doesn't make any sense. What is she talking about?
I don't hate white dudes. I'm just saying we need to be conscious of our bias and do our part to make sure that everyone is in the room.
What did she say? She's drunk.
Denial, this sort of childish defensive position of not all men are bad and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, we just have to shut up and listen. We need to fix the behavior of men. Mental health, these things are still a stigma that, until there's equal pay, a place at the table, and equality across the board of every kind, we still have to have that conversation.
You are talking about the nonsensical ravings of a lunatic mind.
I think if we're to teach our sons to be feminists, if we're to teach equality, if we're to understand what poisons the well in men, what creates toxic masculinity, what is expected of a man, the Western archetype mold of masculinity.
I'm in full support of women and their ongoing bravery in speaking out. I'm sorry. Let me start that over. I'm in full support of women and their ongoing bravery. Fuck, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's just cut. I'm sorry.
Scene take 2, Alpha Mark.
Starlight, I hope you can forgive me.
It's harder to sell.
To sell it, yeah.
It's a little hard.
Perfect. Let's do that. Speaking out, we can all become stronger by listening.
We have different faces, but inside we are same, but different, but still same.
What have you done?
The same kind of people who'd support a child murderer and call that person a victim of gun violence. Or like the Biden administration proclaiming Trans Day of Visibility a few days after those school shootings that appear to be an outright anti-Christian hate crime. That killed 5 people, including 3 innocent Christian children in a Christian school.
And what this study found, and this is a direct quote, transgender and gender diverse youth emerge as the group at the highest risk of support for violent radicalization.
Our hearts go out to the trans community as they are under attack right now.
This person murdered 6 people. I don't really care who you say you are. You murdered 6 people and 3 of them were children. You don't get a say. Well, she's dead now, so, but you don't get a say in telling us who you are and what you're about. You killed 6 people.
Let's stay on topic, since we've established Marvel's and Disney's strategy to make up for past weak point. Let's take a few examples of the same. Captain Marvel, oh yes, this is where all of it began. I mean, don't get me wrong, the entire Disney and feminism outcry started somewhere in the 90s or 80s when Disney made Mulan, the animated movie, representing Chinese culture as misogynistic or let's say anti-women, the Asian hands of oppressive patriarchy. Now Captain Marvel cemented this change for the MCU. In fact, I would argue, the movie was made as a reaction to the Wonder Woman movie. The movie tried its best to be more outright feminist, overreachingly anti-male, and sometimes even to a point where every male character is a clown or an incompetent straight white male. Let me explain. In the Captain Marvel movie, we witnessed Carol Danvers struggling and being bullied by her male counterparts in the U.S. Army back in the 80s. We see glimpses of her patriarchy-influenced past. But it's really her present that went even harder on the message part. In the future, she's being asked by a straight white man to control herself and her powers. She's being asked to follow orders given to her by a computer program who happens to be controlled by the straight white man. She then gets kidnapped by 2 men. Of course, she beats them all up and escapes without any help, making you question why she got kidnapped in the first place.
Teach me.
No.
Moving on, she befriends a man on Earth, and for the first time we see a man being nice to her, and obviously he's black and he's Nick Fury, the founder of Avengers.
Rescuing the guy who sold you out to the Skrulls? I'm guessing that's not standard Kree operating procedure.
Well, I won't tell your boss if you don't tell mine.
How does anyone find that funny? I mean, seriously, how does anyone find that funny? If you laughed at it, there's something seriously wrong with you.
And then we see her bully and beat up an innocent man. We see her beat up an old white woman, haha. An old woman who's a Skrull. Oh, spoiler alert, the Green Skrulls are the real victims who are being hunted across the galaxy by the straight white man and his army. So there is your daily dose of Palestine and Israel social commentary for you, or Nazis and Jews, or blacks and white Americans, or Native Americans and British colonizers. Whichever commentaries feel comfortable for you, choose at your will. Haha. Obviously, her only friend from her past is another victim of patriarchy, who's a black pilot in US Army back in the 80s. Oh yes, another token black friend to a white hero. Where have I seen this before? Oh wait, it's in every Disney movie ever.
Where's Ray? Ray! I'm just here to get Ray. Ray! 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 Ray!
They discuss with each other important informations about who they are, hilarious stuff indeed, and later we see them fight the bad guys together in some sense. The actress who plays Maria Rambeau, the second black friend of the white hero, is Lashana Lynch. Now Lashana specializes in these sort of feminist characters in general. I mean, in the recent James Bond film she played 007, she was also part of The Women King, an action movie about female African warriors who stopped slavery or something, which was more of a Hollywood true story, twisted version, as in reality that tribe actually sold slaves themselves.
You see it get some backlash online for some of the historical telling. How does that make you feel?
What I think that they will all see is a movie that literally is going to shift the narrative for people of color.
Because we understood that this nigga was clearly lying.
Favorite part about interacting with the fans?
When they give me free stuff.
Anything that you need right
Cash! As much cash as you can.
Lashana Lynch herself played an alternative version of Black Captain Marvel in Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. She was part of the Suicide Squad. Correction, she was part of the Illuminate. Oh, I forgot, in the original Captain Marvel film, Maria Rambeau was also a single black mother with a black daughter living alone in a farmhouse. Basically, the writers of the film taking a dig at black men. Haha. Towards the end of Captain Marvel movie, we see her start to believe in herself out of nowhere. She gets godlike powers and beats the straight white man and his army of men. Offcourse, and then we see him call her out shamelessly where she humiliates the straight white man even more. Offcourse, how empowering for young men who might be watching. Offcourse.
Of course. Of course. Of course.
The entire moral or subliminal message of the film was that the only thing holding down a white woman is the straight white man. Women have the power to be better in themselves, and they don't have to change or sharpen their skills or anything practical like that. But they were always better or something, and it was in fact the masculine hands of patriarchy keeping them down. Like I told you before, it wasn't good enough for Disney to empower women through a feministy film, but it was more important to appear as if they cared too much. Now, as we know, Captain Marvel the Abomination of a film was just the start. Later Kevin Feige and team approved a bunch of the same messages in feministy movies, again and again. In Avengers, Endgame, Disney and Marvel added in an entire girl power scene in order to boost the same feministy messages down our throats. See Twitter crybabies and stock investors. We are Disney and we love women. We love them in all shapes and sizes. We love them in all colors including green. We do not discriminate. So now keep buying our products and our stocks. Thank you. Ha ha ha.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
In Spider-Man, Far From Home, we saw Spider-Man's best friend Ned become a loser who sort of kinda dates a girl and then give out an entire breakup speech.
I was thinking that maybe we should all, I don't know, like go on a double date or something.
Oh, we broke up.
No, what? Why?
Men and women grow apart, but the journey they share together will always be a part of them.
You are so wise.
Thank you.
Like some kind of online Twitter social justice warrior feminist. The film was a coming-of-age story marketed at young children. Now obviously those scenes had to be in there. Without that, how could we claim? We as Disney support the education of young men who, if left unchecked, would become the so-called predators of the city world. Disney and Marvel Studios' The Multiverse saga began with Phase 4, the first film in Phase 4 being a solo Black Widow movie starring Scarlett Johansson. The movie's plot revolved around a straight white man, bad guy who controls women using some sort of plot gimmick, or let's call it goober.
Aren't you gonna need this?
Oh, you have a goober. Give it.
Wait, no.
not so fast. He called it an override key.
There's always a bypass key, a virus key, a who cares key I can never remember, so I always call it a goober. Give it.
Now the straight white man uses this goober to control innocent women, who kill for money, assassinates people, murders children, engages bomb blasts in large cities, global terrorism. Oh no. It's not their fault. It's the straight white male villain who's controlling their thoughts using the goober. The only other male character in the film is this guy. I'm gonna call him Red Donkey. Oh yes, you see he's Black Widow's adoptive father, and he's a good guy. But he's old, fat, and stupid now. Nope, this has nothing to do with Thor or Thor's story arc. This is just how good guys are like in Marvel movies. Either they are heroic black good guys or stupid straight white donkeys.
You've got to do better, Senator.
No exceptions. Welcome to the new and better and superior MCU. Ha ha ha. The other bad guy who fights and is as strong as a super soldier is Ofkaus, a gender-swapped female version of the character from the comics. Oh, and yes, she's mind-controlled too. By the straight white man. Black Widow made billions at the box office because men loved watching that movie in theaters. Billions. Ha ha ha. You'd think a film like Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings would no way have such boorish feminist spoon-feeding. Well, you're wrong, it does. You see, according to Marvel and Disney, every movie must have a Mary Sue feminist female girl boss who trains herself to be a ninja and a master fighter who could with her self-taught skills beat up well-trained 6-foot-tall men. Just like Man of Steel, where Superman, a farm boy, beats Zod, a lifelong trained warrior. Wow, amazing and empowering. She not only could beat trained warrior men, but she could fight dragons without any magic rings. She could start an underground multi-billion-dollar fight club that also acts like a gang.
I wasn't allowed to train with the boys, but I watched everything they did and taught myself to do it better.
You started an underground fight ring in Macau when you were 16 years old?
If my dad won't let me into his empire, I'm gonna build my own.
You serious?
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if she beats Thanos with her bare hands. Shang-Chi made $5 billion at the worldwide box office because men loved this movie. Great watch. Eternals, oh my, I don't even want to get started on this one. Firstly, the film had an Oscar-winning female prodigy of a director who previously made a film about an old grandma who lives in her van and shit in a bucket. No, serious, the character shits in a bucket.
I need to cool it on the Thai food.
Oh my God.
Seriously, dude, light a candle.
Oh my God.
And so obviously Disney and Marvel hired her to make Discount Justice League movie because remember, it isn't enough to preach feminism, but as a pretend progressive company you have to show your audience you make up for the garbage you preach. Obviously the film grossed $3 billion and became the highest grossing film of all time, obviously. The plot of the film went like this. A male alien laid an egg inside Earth and the egg is about to hatch. Bad guy straight white male tries to stop diverse league of hero warriors.
Heroes. Noble warrior heroes.
From stopping the egg hatching, lead by a woman Ofkaus. Anyways, the straight white male was defeated by the diverse female leader, and that's it. Feminism achieved. At the end, we see new soyboy boyfriend of diverse female leader stand still as a male alien kidnaps the Mary Sue. I mean, wow, masterful storytelling. Can't believe the movies didn't gross $4 billion at the worldwide box office. I know, right? The audiences must be sexist and misogynists.
Weddings are very sexist and misogynistic because women would wear white to symbolize that they are pure and ready to be passed off to the next man. And the groom waits at the end of the aisle for the bride to be passed off to him by her dad, from one man to the other. So when I get married, here's how it's gonna work. I'll be wearing a purple dress to signify women's power and rights, because that's the color of it. And then...
Okay, that's enough.
Next film on Disney and Marvel's canister was Sony's Spider-Man: No Way Home, a movie I enjoyed a lot. But now let's take a look at the plot. Straight white male Spider-Boy gets diverse people out of college. Straight white male Peter asked another straight problematic white male to use a spell and erase people's memories, but obviously that goes wrong. A group of bad men arrive into this universe. Obviously, the female goddess sacrifices her life to inspire Spider-Boy to take down those bad men. And somehow diverse friends of Peter are able to help him and guide him throughout the film with no superpowers. Strange.
Mr. Doctor, it's strange. Maybe. Who am I to judge?
Now this movie was made by Sony. So I have to say, even though social justice and the mental health message was on the nose, I still enjoyed all the fan service. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that came right after No Way Home was again produced by Marvel and Disney, which made it an appropriate film to have a female girl boss, aka global terrorist, to not only kill people who are more experienced and skilled than her at magic, but she killed older Marvel characters such as Professor X with ease, crushed the smartest man alive. That gag line was said in order to state that even the smartest straight white male is dumb.
And the smartest man alive, Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four.
The film was called Doctor Strange, but the entire film was about female girl boss terrorist, and about another girl boss who was the daughter of two lesbians, haha, and another girl boss. How does she know anything about magic more than the magician? Well, she's a feminist and strong female character, you see. Disney and Marvel trying their best to force feed you a good dose of, they are girl bosses, they can do anything. And if you don't believe that, then you are a misogynist, heavy-handed activism in order to keep Twitter crybabies happy and keep stocks of the mouse house high. And then, sooner than later came the greatest cinematic achievement in the history of cinema, the greatest and the best Marvel movie ever made, called Thor: Love and Thunder, director by this frog, Taika Waititi.
Taika is like a big kid, sort of genius child. This imagination is second to none.
Taika's a very bloody original filmmaker. He's mind-blowingly talented.
But also showcase this emotion and this heart that Taika can do.
He loves cinema. He loves directing. He's so mature. I hope they let him direct an Avengers or Star Wars movie. Ha ha ha.
What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
The plot. The film was about Jane Foster, a girl Thor tapped a few years ago once. Now she's got cancer and she picks up Mjolnir for some goober reason. It doesn't matter. Because she's a strong female character, you see. She's a female girl boss, a powerful fighter and a warrior. She doesn't need training and she doesn't need to be taught to meticulously plan her steps as Thor. No sir, she's already better than Thor. Remember She-Hulk. The film was well received by audiences, especially men. People appreciated how Marvel made a well-made serious film that helped Thor understand the need for teamwork, helped Natalie Portman understand the value of Disney's big level payday, and helped Tessa Thompson improve upon her Oscar-level acting.
Stop it. Get some help. McDonald's wants you to give yourself a chance to find out all the wonderful things you really can be. And so do I.
The film Thor: Love and Thunder broke $3 billion at the worldwide box office. Congratulations to Taika Waititi, the GOAT. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever showed the strengths of a female girl boss who easily became the Black Panther without any sort of rituals or any hurdles. The only thing keeping her down was shit countries like France and USA, whom she continuously calls colonizers. Meanwhile, she enters foreign countries without visa to kidnap a child. She attacks the police and the FBI, basically does everything she shouldn't and pays no repercussions, because she's a strong black female character. Oh, and yes, the child she kidnaps from USA was a character called Riri Williams, a teenager who made a goober that can detect vibranium, but not just that, she also made her own Iron Man suit. How? Don't ask. If you did, Marvel actors hired by and paid for by Disney will attack you and call you a misogynist, sexist, and racist online. Oh yes, Tony Stark was older and smarter. He made Iron Man's suit out of necessity to escape from the terrorists, but here we are in the great MCU where teenagers are able to recreate Iron Man's suits. It's almost like Tony Stark was just a loser. The movie also had a brown underwater king and kingdom. Now he murders Wakanda's queen and commits terrorism in Wakanda and other foreign countries and murders foreign citizens, but according to Marvel he's a character we should look up to as he is brown. Diverse male, oh yes he can kill anybody he wants and he deems worthy, but he's a misunderstood diverse superhero and a mutant. Haha. The black strong female character even forgives the strong male diverse character for killing her mother and committing terrorism in her country. Wow, who came up with this movie? Oh, it's the great Ryan Coogler, the guy who remade Rocky movies with a new name, Creed.
What's your name?
Creed! Such a great talent. Hope he directs a Star Wars movie very soon, cause why not? Phase 5 started with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, a movie that was supposed to introduce the next big bad to the MCU audience, the next Thanos, Kong. A black villain who roams around the infinite multiverse killing people. Why does he do that? It doesn't matter. Disney wants to keep making money, so that's why, no other reason. Ant-Man 3 had another strong female white girl who invented a satellite to communicate with the quantum realm. Now why did she make such a device? Oh, you see, it doesn't matter, she's a strong female character. She can do anything she wants, including creating new technologies that never existed before, because feminism. Women at STEM fields or something. Anyway, this idiot gets her family sucked into the quantum realm where they meet wife beater, ahem, sorry Kong the Conqueror. Black dude wants a goober that could restart his spaceship or time machine. Why didn't he just make a new one with all of his superior intellect? Who knows? He was trapped there by another diverse female MILF girl boss, who was the one who knows everything, and obviously the men in the film, especially straight white men. They are so stupid that they trust Kong, because of course they did. Towards the end we see strong female character called Wasp save Ant-Man's straight white ass. Ant-Man 3 made $2 billion at the worldwide box office, ha ha ha.
This is bad, this is really, really bad.
On May 5th, 2023, next month, we'll be able to watch the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in theaters, and I believe that will be the only good film we'll get from Marvel and Disney for a long time. Oh no, don't mistake me, the shoehorning of feminism and other socio-political issues would still be present, but since James Gunn is the director, the least I expect is some pleasant jokes and good action set pieces, and some funny moments with Drax, Groot, and Rocket the Raccoon. Soon after, the Marvels starring everybody's favorite girl boss and activist icon Brie Larson will come out, a movie that was supposed to be Captain Marvel 2.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
But retconned because of how much the patriarchy hated the film. It's because of oppressive white men. The great Brie Larson couldn't get her stand-alone film that she deserved, ha ha ha. The film will also feature Iman Vellani as Ms. Marvel. A Spider-Man-Iron Man relationship seems to be what Marvel is hitting at for these two strong female characters, who are absolutely stunning and interesting to watch. If you think otherwise, you're a misogynist pig, as Brie Larson would call you. The film also stars a token black character because money. I genuinely wish you the best movie. Captain America, New World Order is going to feature Sam Wilson as Captain America because diverse leader and all. I believe this is the only film Disney would not self-sabotage, as it stars a black male character who loves America, haha. And Thunderbolts, the new discount Black Widow who isn't as good looking, or let's say, isn't as good of an eye candy as Scarlett Johansson. Oh, I miss Scarlett. I miss her soul and her presence in these Marvel movies. These movies are so drought without my Poggy ScarJo.
Please stop.
What?
Please stop.
Anyways, last night he was so tired he just wanted a little Mexican brought in.
I can't. It's too much.
Anyways, that movie has 4 female leads and 3 goofy male leads, so that should tell you what that film would be like. Blade will star Mahershala Ali as a vampire hunter. We do not yet know what kind of social and political messages would be mixed into that by Disney. Who knows?
Shit, I don't even know. Like, I can't even tell you that. Like,
Deadpool 3 seems like the only good movie to look forward to from Marvel after Guardians 3. Fantastic Four will star wife beater as the main villain. Sorry, I mean Kong. I have no hopes for that movie. Matt Shakman, the director of WandaVision TV series, is set to direct this film. Oh, can't wait for memorable scenes like these.
Monica, she blasted you halfway across New Jersey.
And I survived because she chose to protect me.
She's holding thousands of people hostage.
And it could have been thousands more if she hadn't put up her own quarantine.
Are you stupid or something?
I know words, I have the best words. But there's no better word than stupid. Right?
Finally, the director of Shang-Chi, Destin Daniel Cretton, is set to direct Avengers 5: The Kang Dynasty, with wife beater as the lead. Sorry, with Kang as the lead. Now I'd say there isn't going back or moving away from such heavy-handed pseudo-activism in Marvel films, as Disney and Twitter culture dictate such measures in Hollywood films these days as we have. To remove, or as they say it, destroy the culture of patriarchy that oppresses strong women. See, it's the culture that breeds such large corporations to adopt such measures. I mean, Marvel did fire a feminist activist from their VFX team, who was a great example of the rot at Disney and Marvel these days, and the creative decay that exists there.
And it's funny that people call it the X-Men. There's a lot of female superheroes in that X-Men group, so I think it's outdated.
But if you don't stand up, if we don't fight, if you don't give your money...
We're about to go on a journey.
If you don't give your money... and if you don't vote, then all we can do is have a party and be gay. Fight, fight, fight. As long as I am on Marvel Studios, I will fight for representation.
There was a shocking piece of news that came out. That longtime 17-year Marvel executive was Victoria Alonso, and her sudden departure from Disney, or specifically from Marvel.
You're fired! Whoa! You're fired! You're fired! Yo!
Even Marvel's Kevin Feige openly supports such pseudo-sociopolitics in Marvel movies for easy advertisements or free promotions in social media. People are generally more interested and invested in your movies when they have such greater and larger conversations involved in them. It's not just the creators and filmmakers, but it's the culture that we live in. I don't expect Disney or Marvel to quit pandering now, as it has worked greatly for them, creating enough goodwill among the people for their films in general. There is no stopping movies like Captain Marvel or TV shows like She-Hulk. Hating on men and boosting female character have become a norm in Hollywood.
I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers got to wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin. Yeah. The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail, so he disguises you as a prostitute. Wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So
filmmakers are now making films at men's expense, creating offensive movies and TV shows to seriously offend men and make them vent on Twitter or Instagram or even YouTube in order to gain free publicity for your TV series and movies has become the norm in Hollywood. Wokeism has infected the very core of the film industry. Getting away from it is completely in our hands. The less we as audience pay for such films and such TV shows, the more Top Gun Mavericks and John Wick Chapter 4s we will get.
You pissed, John? Are you? Yeah.
We are the people who made them stars. We are the only ones capable enough to change Hollywood's fake pseudo-feminist anti-male culture. See you soon in another video, my friends. So subscribe, like, share, and comment. Buy good affiliate products from the description below. Bye-bye, my friends.
I guess I'll see you.
See ya.
Bye.